Come to find out, when the ladder, the angels going up and down trees like that. Read your Bible.
Read your word.
PC levels. Oh, thank you. And it's just we're doing is a test. Test 1 2. My head keeps. It's a test. Test 1 2. Oh, test 1 2. Mic check. And we're mic check 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Relax, Relate, Debris. I'm your older sister, Nikki.
I'm the younger sister, Jackie.
And this is our podcast. We are two real life sisters that get together and just podcast, talk, do what we do. And we invite you, the audience, in to join us, be part of our conversation, get in the comments, holler at us in regards to the things that we're talking about. You can find us on YouTube as well as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So listen, if you are listening to us or if you are watching us, we're going to ask that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can know every time that we drop an episode, whatever platform it'll be on, you'll get that notification. In addition, while you're there, while you're watching the video, make sure you give us a like, give us a thumbs up. So we can continue, keep coming. We're going to come every week, every time we can. We try to upload a video at least once a week just to give y'all some content and stay relevant. So listen, give us some ideas, whatever it is that you want to do. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe and then comment, right? So that's Relax, Relate, Debrief. You can be found again on Apple. We can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as right here on YouTube where you can physically see us. We want to say thank you to those who are our current supporters who have been supporting us since the beginning. Of course, we appreciate your support as always. And we want to say welcome to those that are new. If this is your first time stopping by our channel, listen, make sure you stay so you can enjoy yourself. That's all I'm going to say. With that being said, before we get started, we like to start off our podcast with just a moment of prayer because we are women of faith. So if you take a moment to bow your head, except if you're driving, we're going to go ahead and pray. God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for allowing us to see another day. We ask that somebody is blessed by what they hear, encouraged by what they hear, that they'll go on in their day just being excited about you and about the things that you're going to do in their life. We just give you all the glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so we're going to get cracking. And with that being said, we're going to get into our segment, A Minute to Get in It. I know your throat itching, so go ahead.
Have y'all heard me? My mic wasn't on.
We heard you.
Thank God the Lord let me see that before my song. You got a minute to get in it. You got a minute to get in it. A minute to get in it. A minute to get in it. You got 1 minute.
Okay, so A Minute to Get in It is a segment where we take just...
Nice. It's okay to compliment that free flow I just said at the end there was nice.
I'm sure they'll get some comments. But so in this segment here is what we like to call as A Minute to Get in It, where we take 1 minute to get into something that may be bothering us, irritating us, may make us happy, make us sad, make us mad, make us glad. Come on. And we just take 1 minute to get it off our chest and share with the people. With that being said, Jackie, are you ready for your minute to get in it?
Minute to get in it. Minute to get in.
You're late. All right, you ready?
Yeah, because I just switched up my minute to get in it. Go ahead. It's a two-parter.
Go ahead.
We have to learn how to compliment people, and it's okay to do that. So if if it's okay to compliment, especially when, you're receiving compliments, it's okay to compliment people.
Your hair's nice.
And also...
You're welcome.
And their talents. Minute to get in it. Also, I just want to say very quickly, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I've been experiencing it a lot more. So it's enough so that I feel the need to mention it again. I would like for someone, I'm not sure of the proper job that you would have to be able to break this down for me, but I'm looking to understand the reason for traffic. Because when there's not an accident present, when there's not construction present with the lane blocked off, I don't even when the accident is all the way on the shoulder and there are no lanes blocked off, I need somebody to help me to understand traffic. When I'm just in traffic and then it just frees up and I'm free flowing, that means that there are people that are not driving. As I've seen a TikTok before, the left lane is for people who have ticket money. If you don't want to drive, get out of the left lane.
Mm?
There's no reason for traffic.
I'm sorry, left lanes for what?
People that got ticket money.
People that got ticket money.
That's what I saw somebody say.
They did. I think we said it on here too. But
Get out. Like, I don't understand traffic, and I'm asking somebody with the proper knowledge to please explain it to me. When nothing goes on and you just free up and you're driving,
I think
explain it.
we all have the same question.
Yeah. So we don't know who's listening.
There is no explanation.
We have listeners all over. Please explain this to me. A traffic controller? I don't know what you do.
Not traffic controller.
Help me. Help me. Are you ready for your minute to get in it?
I am. Let's get started.
Your minute starts now.
Listen, I think I've already made this PSA as well. If you are on Facebook and you think you are an AI, and with recent events that have happened with CrowdStrike, we also should probably stop thinking that we're AI. And I continuously see you keep posting pictures of yourself via AI that look nothing like you, that have nothing to do with you, and you're posting these things. You know, sometimes I was thinking that people just didn't realize they was posting them. But the more that I keep going on and I scroll, I see you people know exactly what you're doing. Here's what I want you to understand about me. I have come into the realm of snooze. I have snooze folks that have for 30 days. You have 30 days to get your act together. You might not know you've been snoozed. You might have to look to your neighbor to the left and the right and ask them, have you been snoozed? And if once you return back from that 30-day snooze, if I see it again, you are dismissed. There will be an unfollow immediately after the 30 days. Do not request me to be a friend anymore. The friend book is no longer open. I am sick and tired of your AI. God bless.
You know, I think it's really nice that you give people a snooze.
That's right.
I'm not doing that. I'm not snoozing you. I'm straight gone. Why won't this stop?
We'll give you a minute. Go ahead.
It
I
won't
can't do.
stop.
But another thing, I can't talk over.
Oh, it literally will not. Okay, I think I figured it out. Oh
Go
my
ahead, turn it
God.
off for me, please.
Did you say go ahead and power off for me?
Yes, go ahead. Power
I
off.
see. You need to start. You need to
Simple
unplug
IT trick. Go ahead and power it off. Power it down.
I think it's nice of you to snooze. Once people crossed over to the one where they're the AI and it's a picture of them and their entire family, husband, wife, and 2 kids, and it's your face, you're unfollowed. I'm not snoozing nobody. Also, if you have a lot of grammatical errors, I have to unfollow you because you're not gonna. I have to protect my peace.
Not protect your peace.
Yeah. And me trying to figure out what the devil you're talking about, it's not. It's frustrating me. So you're unfollowed. Just know. Just know if you're wondering like, I wonder why Jackie has it. You're probably somewhere along the line you got unfollowed.
You have been unfollowed. Just know. And you don't have to worry about us ever being friends again. I can't do it. I can't. I try to be nice and I've tried to give grace. Hey, it's a new feature, it's a new game, but some people are just taking it out of hand. It's just getting out of hand. I mean, and
I agree.
Some of these are family members. And I just want to ask them, what the devil is wrong with y'all?
No, I agree. It's out of hand.
It's just
Please stop. Stop.
Oh my gosh. So now that we got that off our chests, come on. What y'all know about chests? We're gonna get into.
We know it's not a word.
It is. Look it up. Google, Siri,
Siri, chestises.
Alexa.
Chestises.
Definition of chestises, and you'll understand.
Chestiness, can you get something off your chest? Check it out.
No, chestises. That's why I don't like them because they don't understand. You gotta say chestises.
And now we're talking about getting mucus off your chest.
That's not what we said. Siri, you've got to go back. Go back to your maker and ask them. For assistance, because that's not it. I said
Oh,
chest
what?
assist.
Since when does my Siri? I never use my Siri, so since when did she respond? I can't get
It's
the
a
timer
lot
to go off.
happening with this phone today. Again, I'm
Hold
going
on,
to ask you to
I,
power off.
I can't get this phone to go off. I never use Siri, and now she's responding. Um, it's giving 2024 election a mess.
It's giving crowd strike. As long as you ain't got that death blue screen. Mm.
I went to Macy's. I don't know if you guys were affected, if any of you were affected working with the crowd strike, but I went to Macy's and I was picking up an order because I had found this black vest on sale for $23. Come on, I shops on a budget. So,
First of all, it's too contradictory. I shops on a budget. How about you stop shopping so you can budget? But go ahead.
two things can be true. But they have this screen where they have like all of like their Macy's commercials. It's like this big screen behind the customer service desk. They had the CrowdStrike blue screen. I was like, oh, y'all were, and it was still up there like that. So I guess nobody from IT has came out to Macy's in Pentagon City.
Busy.
Oh.
Probably busy with the regular computers that needed assistance. As someone who works in IT, it was utterly a mess. And also, hate to say it, y'all, it wasn't an accident. And that's all I'm going to give you. Because there's no way in the world that you're a big company, CrowdStrike, and y'all didn't know that y'all had a virus in y'all system before doing a mass update at 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm asleep.
So what do you think? An employee intentionally
I have
set?
no idea. I can't say or not. I'm again on
You
the
can't.
internet.
Okay.
And I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. I just know as someone who works on a particular application, not CrowdStrike, but works on a particular application, and what I do, anything that we push out, we test it multiple times.
I understand that, and I understand that IT people have said that. So for those of us that don't work in IT, when you're making statements like that, you can't
Mhm.
make the statement and then be like, "And I withdraw." What?
But my thing is, if you know, you know. For those that don't know, just know
Ah, okay,
something
move
happened,
on. Because
but we
I'm okay,
can't say.
okay, okay.
All right.
Because acting like IT is this special world. If you know, you know.
But yeah, you be putting tickets in, don't you? Because you don't know, correct?
And when I put the tickets in, y'all don't even be knowing what y'all. If you know, you know. Come on, y'all just gotta put tickets in on your job and your IT people. Mm, you right. Maybe it was done.
We're not getting ready to attack no
You
IT.
right. Listen, you right. Maybe it was done on purpose because y'all do a lot of stuff.
Interesting. For someone who opens multiple tickets a day.
Critical.
Excuse me?
Critical.
Yeah,
Critical.
critical. Someone who puts regular tickets in as critical every time.
How they regular? How
Whatever.
they regular?
Because of the content you're telling me, it sounds regular. Does not sound like a critical ticket. So cut it out.
Subjective.
It's not subjective. And I wouldn't be able to work in your department because I would be reached out to your manager. She needs to understand the definition between regular and critical tickets. Okay.
Oh, I got something I did today.
Lord, fix it, Jesus.
Like, get a reach out.
Oh God. Well, we're praying.
And I'll add more to it before I take it back.
All I can say is praying.
She in.
Yes, definitely praying. We have had very interesting couple of days, starting with last Friday up until this very moment that we are recording. If you haven't already by now seen the video or seen anyone talking about it, Sonya Massey, who was killed by the police, shot in the head by a cop, I should say. It was just a cop from the sheriff's office. When she had reached out, she called 911 because she suspected that there was an intruder somewhere around her house. So she was calling for help and wound up losing her life. The unfortunate thing about this situation, I think it happened maybe a week or two ago, and it just hit the media. Her father has come forward and has stated that they didn't even know she was shot by the police initially. There's conflicting stories that are going on. They were told that it was a self-inflicted wound. She had brought it on herself. I've seen the footage. I It's terrible to think that you're calling on law enforcement to assist you and to lose your life. The officer, I just don't understand why, once they canvassed the premises, why they felt the need to even go in the house. At that point, it should have been left there. He was already on the porch questioning her sanity, her mental health. And if you felt like something was like maybe off with her or anything like that, she was rebuking them in the name of Jesus, and they're like, they didn't know what that was. And she had a pot of water boiling on the stove. She went over to the stove, she grabbed the pot, but she didn't actually pick up the pot of water as they slowed the video down. She didn't actually reach for anything until she felt that her life was truly in danger. And that's when she was shot. The unfortunate thing about the situation is it was a boiling pot of water. How was she going to do any major harm? Yes, boiling water can cause 2nd and 3rd degree burns. You could have ran faster than her throwing the water on you. You could have easily removed yourself from the situation. It was water. It was not a gun. It was not a knife. It was water. The guy has said, the cop, that the one that's on trial currently for, or is being charged with murder now, was saying in the video, and I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but was saying in the video, basically, I'll shoot you in your head. Put it. Why are y'all talking like that? It made no sense at all. And she unfortunately lost her life at the hands of someone who thought that they had enough power. I don't care what any officer, any real person that has a heart, any person that's in law enforcement cannot justify what he did. I do not care. There are so many other tactics that you all are taught that you never use when it comes to us, Black people. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that every situation is right. I'm not saying every situation, that you act accordingly. But what I'm saying is that it's very evident when we reach a certain point and we start doing certain things versus other races who do not get the near as much treatment as us. There is no excuse. I would like to add, and I'm gonna let you say something, because as you can see, I'm a little passionate about this as well, is that the officer who killed her had no seemingly remorse. His request was not to go into jail because he has stage 4 colon cancer and he has the ostomy bag. And the ostomy bag could explode while he's in there. As someone who previously had an ostomy bag, I know what it's like to have to change it. However, sir, you would have to maintain yourself in jail. There is no reason why you can't maintain an ostomy bag in jail. Now, the colon cancer, that's something separate, because that was not my issue. But the ostomy bag is not a reason why you don't deserve to be behind bars. It is not a reason why you deserve to walk around free. And you would think someone who's walking around with a diagnosis that you are, or that you have, would have a little bit more empathy on people. Oh, and not to mention, he had 5 different positions before he got to this one within the workforce. So at the end of the day, like her father said, he should have never had a gun. He should have never been in the place. Your thoughts?
I don't really have too much extra to add. I was this seems to be something that's very popular today. Again, the body cam footage showed that this did happen. I believe it was July 5th or July 6th. So this was a few weeks ago, but it is not I think it's because it's been so many days, 20 something days, and they've just now released the body cam footage. Maybe that's why this has picked up traction. But the officer just should have left. I didn't understand And maybe that's the part that I'm missing. At what point was there a need to enter the home? When she answered the door, she did seem like she was talking sporadically. However, I don't know if she was truly fearful
Mm-hmm.
of something that was going on. You don't know what was going on. Did she have a situation going on with somebody?
Right.
Even if it was something mental, get to the bottom of what's going on before assuming that she's going to throw boiling water on you. When you slow it down, even though she reached for the water, she actually went down with her hands up in the air and the oven mitts that she grabbed first. So she never even grabbed anything to present as a threat.
Correct.
Um, and the officer knew that, and the officer has said a lot of comments that I think should be taken into consideration. Nobody should be taking your ostomy bag into consideration. What should be taken into consideration is you telling the other officer who was like, I'm gonna run and get a kit to help
Yep.
her. Now she's done. Nah, nah, she's done.
That's terrible.
Sorry, no. Nah, I mean you could get it, but she's done. The just in your voice and then trying to talk to make yourself a victim, even to the point when the other cops arrived and they were like, who's the victim, and you was like, me.
He said that?
Yes.
See,
And the
after a
other
while, I had to stop watching the coverage of people and talking about it because it was a lot. I didn't know he said that.
he was walking out. I'm assuming what happens here is that an authoritative or something above your ranking comes
Investigation.
to
Mm-hmm.
the scene after that point. Something, of course, something of that happens. So it seemed like there were higher ups involved, and at that point, he, was leaving the house, not leaving the scene, but he could leave the house. And the other cops are outside. Were kind of asking questions to see what was happening, and they were like, what's the, who's the victim? Like, what happened here?" And he was like, "Me," or "Who's the whatever question they asked." He basically made it seem like I was the one whose life was threatened. And again, to his point with boiling water. And then when the other cops came in and they were looking at everything, he I this is where I need maybe somebody to be come in and be honest, because he was like, she, first of all, he said that B is crazy. And then he said,
Excuse me?
look, then he said, like, look, yeah, I wasn't about to have boiling hot water on my face. And look, you can see right here, right where, right where the people that he was talking to, where he was like, you can see right here, like we're standing in it. There, I know there's no water on that ground, so somebody needs to step up and be like, there was no water on that ground. He literally is like, look, you can see. He literally said, and look, you can see right here. It almost got us. Because his thing is, she charged me with boiling water. And you can,
Where?
hold on, and you can see right here that this is where it almost got us. The other officer involved and those that came in and started that investigation, y'all need to be honest. What was on that floor that he was telling you? Because at no point do you see, and this is all based off of your body cam footage. So if you have footage where she threw water, and then what, you let her go back and boil some more, and now she was on her second pot? No. And he was determined because he felt like there was a mental issue. But also, officer, this is what I want you to understand. You have hatred in your heart. Something is wrong with you. If you
Mhm.
want to talk about people that have a mental issue going on, there's something wrong with you. For
Right.
that woman to call you for help and for you to go in there and you were extremely authoritative over her, even asking her questions. You were very like demanding and rude. If you were coming to help out a citizen, you could have been talking to her better. I'm talking about even when she opened the door. And you was like, "What took you so long to answer the door?" She was like, "I was putting my clothes on." And she was like, "So y'all don't see nobody? So y'all didn't see nobody?" Just the way that you talk to her let me know that you are the one with the issue, and there should be absolutely no special case, no special calls, or no special provision provided to you based
Mhm.
off of your emotion and your ostomy bag. And if you're angry about the way your life has turned out, or the fact that you have to have a bag or anything of that sort, you don't get to join a force and take it out on other people how you feel about your life. You killed an innocent woman. And you, sir, need to receive all of the repercussions of that. And it is not just you being fired from the force. You'll be
Exactly.
behind bars. And if you ask me, because there's all the video evidence of what you did. They need to be talking about what they'll be doing with your life since you decided to so ignorantly take hers.
The thing is, you mentioned body cam, is that also too that his body cam foot was off until after he shot her.
Yes, all of the footage was from the other guy
All of the footage was from the other
who
officer.
was who was also shaken up. Did you see the video of him going to get the thing?
I think someone was mentioning like he may have been newer on the force,
Right.
but to have witnessed something like that, like everybody's like, well, he had his gun pulled out too because he's following the other officer. But in no time did the guy shot even before the other officer could do anything. They both had their guns drawn. I don't know. I don't feel like the other officer that was with him felt like he could have maybe gotten control over a situation and asked the other officer like, hey, it's not that serious. Because by the time he could really say anything to him, he had already shot her. He had already shot her in the head. You didn't shoot her you shot her in that. The head is crazy.
And it's sad. Is she a mother? Does she have children?
Yeah, she has children. She was only 36 years old.
6, but I know she was a daughter, a sister, a friend. I couldn't remember if she was a mother.
Yep.
This is just very simply another case of racism not being dead, and another case of a cop taking an innocent Black life.
It's unfortunate. Her family has my prayers. I pray that they get justice in regards to this situation. It is making headlines, and so people are definitely talking about it. So I don't think he'll just get off with I'm sorry. I didn't mean to slap on the wrist or anything like that. And I pray that police officers really like y'all get it together. Like if it's over if the job is overwhelming to you, then maybe it's not the job for you.
Right.
Because when people call on law enforcement, they're not calling for law enforcement, especially if they're calling for help. They're not calling on law enforcement to lose their lives.
They're calling for help.
They're calling for help. And if you don't know how to do that, then I want y'all to be honest with yourself and step off the team. Point blank, period. We don't need you. We don't. So definitely praying, unfortunate situation. And I pray that in the end that justice is served. But I definitely, as others have bring awareness to it.
Yes.
All right. Next up is we do have questions. I think the segment you named it was You Got Questions, We Have Answers. Okay. Before we do that, we're getting to that. We're going to do a sponsorship, an advertisement. Okay, I have a Poland Spring here and just simply want to tell you that this Poland Spring will help you spring forward in your energy. Make sure you drink it. I got to sip it? Hold on.
Use code RRD for 10% off.
Yes. Use code RRD. You can purchase this. We have partnered with BJ's, Sam's, Walmart's, wherever Poland Spring is. So Amazon, RRD. If it don't work, don't inbox us.
If it don't work, just pray with us.
Praying.
And we believe God for the following of the sponsorship. Don't inbox us talking about that code didn't. Don't do all that. Just say, you know what, this didn't work this time, but I'm praying for them.
Next time. One day it's going, RRD. Oh, it worked. And I'm going to hear the testimonies. Look at God.
Okay.
But until then, remember,
bring God in that is wild,
because remember, until then, Poland Spring is springing.
When we do get
it's called practice. Thank you all for letting us practice.
Poland Spring is springing.
And they better not steal it either. I better not see a commercial where they talk about Poland Spring is springing, because I made that up and here's my proof.
If it was like one thing Poland Spring gonna do is spring.
Come on. And then I can say that. You can say one thing Poland's.
One thing Poland Spring gonna do is spring.
Come on.
Oh, you okay? You were saying I could say the come on.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
we have to work on this because context clues.
Well, we are coming up with a jingle for y'all, like the Jamie Foxx show. Remember when they was writing that jingle? It was his job.
Contrary to belief, I love Jamie Foxx show. And when they switched up the theme music, that's all I need.
You did say that you love it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I love Jamie Foxx. I think he's one of the most talented people in our time.
Definitely.
Not much can't do. Impersonations, his acting is impeccable. His singing, he'll be singing at my wedding. I mean, y'all hear us manifesting loudness.
Come on, hello.
Speaking things into existence, I'll be allowed on this. So yeah. I enjoy Jamie Foxx.
Speak it.
The show was great as well.
Yeah,
and he is in my top 3 theme songs.
Yes. And we need to get back to theme music. I don't know what y'all out here doing, but the people that used to write the jingles need their jobs back.
Well, that's not a jingle. It was theme music. You mean jingles for commercials?
No, well, that too.
The theme music is like, where's my theme music? Cool.
Hanging with my man, he's so cool. Yes. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, different world. Or Aretha. Because we know the other version, but when Aretha came, no other version.
I know my parents. Oh, Aretha's in the house.
So you got questions and we got answers.
All right.
We got one question coming from
in our last video. All right.
Kim Bella 9793.
Oh.
Kim, whoever you are. And I know who you are. Question, and I'll let you answer first.
Hello.
If y'all weren't sisters, do y'all think you would be friends?
Yeah, I saw this question. And I know that this question is based off of our last video where we had a good conversation about sibling dynamics and things of that nature. Glad you enjoyed that conversation. I don't know the answer to that question because I guess I guess if you're saying if we weren't sisters and I came across her and met her, would we be friends? Then I would say yes. If we weren't sisters, yeah, I'm assuming that would make the most sense. So that has to be the question. If you weren't sisters yet you met each other, would you be friends? Yes, I think yes. I would have preferred to meet her younger so that I could understand, you know what I mean? Like meeting her older and now, I mean, it wouldn't be a problem to be her friend. But like, I think like some of your best like friendships or just people where you have, like you have time in with them. So like you understand them, you know them, and vice versa. So things like that. Like those are, for me, those are some of my best friendships. I have friends, I have people and things like that. But as most of you know, I can count on one hand the people that are like, oh, I've been friends with them for a while.
Interesting. I feel like I understand about the longevity and yes, younger, but like we didn't have to be kids. Like I have people who I've met who I've been friends with for like 10, 15 years, 20 years now that are still my friends that I still, you know, enjoy hanging out with them that I didn't meet in my childhood. I think if we met in our childhood, I probably would not because I didn't talk much. So, and she probably would have tried to talk to me.
I would have.
And I wouldn't. And I used to tell you this all the time when you would tell me like stuff about people that was your friends and you like, I cut them off, whatever. And I was like, I couldn't be your friend because.
Oh, you did used to say that.
I did used to say that to you all the time. I'm like, because I'm like, thank God I'm a sister because I couldn't be your friend because the way you be cutting people off. But like I understood the things and but like you used to be they said the Bible was sharper than two-edged swords. Woo! You was close right up with the Bible. When it came to
There was a moment where I eased up. And the minute I eased up, I said,
yes.
I gave people too many chances to be their
Yes.
friend.
I
And I had
don't
to be like, let me go get my sword back out.
I was talking about the word of God.
No, the one where I cut you. You could go. You serve absolutely no purpose.
Well, you know what? I'm just glad we're sisters.
So she
Uh
could. She said she would not be able to be my friend, y'all.
no, I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to be your friend. I just can't because we're sisters and friends. Like I couldn't see it any other way. And like, and I'm 3 years older than you, so I don't know necessarily.
You just said you could not, and I'm calling mommy after this,
It's
that you
for
could
what? I said there was a point in time in life I
no,
said that.
no, when you yes, and I forgot about you did used to tell me this. I could not be you know what? I couldn't be your friend. And you used to roll your eyes like you do too much.
Right, but
And you just said if we were kids, you would have had to be like, it's a no for me.
she's too much. But
And
that's
I would
because
have tried to talk to her because I would have been like, oh my goodness, look at her. She's a pretty girl. Like I would have walked over like,
she definitely would have
hello.
talked to me. But again, I don't even know that
What's
we
your
would.
name? Oh? And you would have been like, she would have,
Mm.
y'all know. If you know, you know.
They know if you know, you know. But
You would have been like,
in
this
my
girl.
in my more seasoned years, I do understand your thought process regarding friendship, and I could see myself being your friend. So like even if I met you in my seasoned years, I would like cuz you are very loyal and I watch you do a lot for a lot of people that aren't family members. Like you do for family members. You showed out for me. Remember that time? I ain't going to tell them. Y'all, this is this is why I said she could be my sister.
Wait, what?
This is
Remember
why I'm
what?
saying she couldn't be my friend. I mean,
Oh, I couldn't. Okay.
we were like, sharing a room where we were like adults in our 20s.
Oh.
Okay, I had taken a test, the MCAT. I did terrible on it. And so I'm very sensitive and I cried
Tell the
about it.
whole story, please.
No, I'm not telling the whole
Now,
story.
my thought process of why.
I don't know why.
I tell you this every time. I didn't realize it was like out of 32. Was that
Oh
what it
yeah, so
no,
my score was like on the lower end, and so I was crying, and so she asked me, what I was crying for. We're like this point we're sharing rooms again, and she's like, "What are you crying for?" And I was like, I scored
oh shit.
on my MCATs. She said, "Out of a what?" And then like when I told her like out of 32, all I could hear is her
No,
laughing.
no. That's not what happened. You said you were over there crying, cleaning up over by your bed. And I was like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with you? And you was like, I didn't do good on my test. And I was like, oh. It wasn't, you was just like crying. She wasn't wailing. She was just
I
like,
was not welling.
well, I was like, well, like, what did you get? And you was like, I forget what it was. I think you was like, I got an 8. And I was like, and I was like,
Prime
in
example of
my
what she
mind,
did.
I'm thinking an 8 out of 100. So I'm like, you wrote your name? Like, did you take the test, sis? So to me, in my mind, I immediately started laughing because that's how my thought process went. I was like, if you got an 8 out of 100, I'm thinking a regular test. That's my ignorance. I didn't realize it was like out of 32 points. So when you told me you got an 8 or whatever it was, a 10, a 12, I'm thinking out of 100. For you to be that low, you had to have barely took the test.
I'm
That
not
was
laughing with you. It was a very sensitive moment in my life.
that was how I processed it. And when she said that, boy, when I tell y'all, I was bent over that bed hollering.
And all I could hear was her laughing, and I was so mad. I just wanted to punch her in her face.
Yeah, she was so mad. She was like, why are you
Are you
laughing?
laughing? Or is this what we're doing? Like, this is like me trying to figure out my career in life, and you're laughing about this. I'm in college. I'm trying to figure this out. So
Get out of
she
Okay.
then turned realized that she was not
I
being
felt
a good sister or friend. And she brought me my very first pair of Tiffany earrings
uh-huh. To tell her to be encouraged.
to be an encouragement after she laughed in my face. And so that's why this to this day, if she falls or anything like that, I do what I do and I laugh. That's why I told y'all this story earlier. That's why I laugh. Because the stuff that she's done to me. She knows why.
I was on the phone with her, fell over into my tub. And she was telling me why people need to leave Nelly and Ashanti alone.
I did
I
not
got
hear you
my leg.
fall.
I'll wait, Nicole, because you're gonna cut into my microphone, so I'll wait. I got up as we're talking about who will be friends in our older year. You think I need a friend on the phone with me when I'm falling that can't hear me? I got up, my leg was asleep. I didn't realize it was as bad as it was. And when I got up, I thought I just got up on my strength. And my one leg was like, nonsense, we need a little circulation. And I just went down and fell over into the tub.
Mm, mm, mm.
And then I was like, and I actually at the same time had a panic attack because I can't believe I'm falling down like this.
I can't believe
Am
it,
I
Jesus.
hurt? Like I didn't realize my leg was asleep. Don't ask me why. But in my mind, I was like, oh, what is wrong with me? Oh my gosh. And I have her on speakerphone right on the sink, and all I hear is, and my thing is, what are y'all need to leave Elliot and Shanti alone? And this is me over in the tub.
I can't believe it, Jesus.
Can't believe it. And then I slowly got myself out. I was like,
Dramatic.
oh, she was like, no, I didn't hear anything.
I did not.
So we can both provide example.
Because if I would have heard you fell, I would have said, what's going on, what's happening.
She would have said, did you just fall? Or she was laughing, but asking like, she would be like, no, seriously, did you fall?
No, seriously. So I would say we would be friends. I think
the question, no. The answer that she gave, as y'all heard, was that if we were older, she would be my friend.
Thank God. It's just a question.
But she could not be she doesn't see herself becoming friends with me if we were in our younger years. That's what she stated, correct? It's not a problem. I'm just
yes, that's what I used to tell you that, so I know. Yes, I know that's happening.
She used to tell me that, but I feel
let it phase you.
If
You
we
kept
were
doing
younger,
you. You kept cutting when you felt like cutting, and you kept going on when you felt like going on.
If we were younger, I would have been her friend.
But
that's just a personality thing, though.
It is.
So her personality would be like, no.
But
especially as a kid, she was much, much more quiet. So that was not appeasing to her. She would have been like, "Oh God, no."
Not too much on my childhood. But thank you. No,
you were quiet.
No, I know. I say it all the time. I'm quiet now. I mean, I'm talking on the podcast, but I'm very quiet and to myself most of the time. Right. The person I talk to the most is you.
My mom actually.
And then mommy.
My mom told me once before that she, speaking of not being able to be my friend when we were younger, when I was younger, my mom had to pray about me because she just felt like she actually had to go in a room and just pray.
It was a lot.
So could she be my friend when she was younger? She's saying no, and I wouldn't be surprised if my mom was like, I would have been, if I was a child, and if I knew what you was gonna be as a child, I don't know if I would have took you home from the hospital.
It ain't no way in the world you act like your mother. So,
huh?
I feel like you were acting like your mother as a child, and she just didn't realize it because she had some ways about her as a kid from the stories that we hear.
But she said she had to pray about me. She told me this on the bus one time to New York. And I was like, what?
She loves you though. Honestly, she wouldn't trade you for all the tea in China. Remember Daddy said it, and I was like, well, where's the tea?
She is in China.
I was like, does tea come from China? Does China come from tea? Wait, does tea come from China? Never mind, I'm getting myself confused.
Yeah, you gotta
So,
move on.
yeah, moving along, moving along. Oh no, but before I move along, I want to say, in all seriousness, I am very grateful that this young lady is my sister. I am.
Mm-hmm.
She means the world to me. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know.
I
Don't
think I.
make the face, but no, I'm saying how much I truly like appreciate that God let you be my sister. Like everybody doesn't have a close relationship with their sister. They don't call them friends. Like, even though we're a few states apart, it doesn't feel like we miss a beat at all. We talk all the time. And like when I need her, if I need her for anything, and vice versa. If she need me to drop anything and come see about her, fix something, because I could fix stuff. I can. Yeah.
In what way?
TV, electronic stuff.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing that since I was a kid, so getting us to hook up for the cable and whatnot. I got us to hook up. But I definitely appreciate and love my sister.
That's me.
Moving along.
Oh, I was gonna say that was a good little song break right there. You mean the world to me. For you to sing to me. All right,
Oh,
go ahead. Move on.
let me
Go
wet
ahead.
my let me wet my vocal cords.
No. Moving right along, you said.
Not right now. I don't know what's down
You don't either. Cause what?
So I be singing on social media a lot of times. It's maturing, is realizing, and then someone will mention a show or something that goes on about a show and yada yada. And so I had this recent epiphany because I was watching Unprisoned on Hulu, and I don't know if you watch it or not. And just watching a second season and how it unfolds. And I don't want to spoiler alert, so if you watch it, don't. I'm not going to say too much about it, but just talk about in general. So if you watch it, you probably honestly, if you're watching it, you probably catch on within the first couple episodes of what's going to happen. But maturing for me is realizing that a lot of TV shows and a lot of movies have
Mm-hmm.
glorified people getting back with their exes when they're in relationships with somebody else.
Mm.
Prime example, Love and Basketball. Maturing is realizing that Zeke had no business playing Sanaa Lathan for her heart. I can't remember what's her name in that movie. What was
So now,
Sanaa Lathan's?
uh,
Oh God,
I'm gonna
Zeke.
say Sydney Shaw, and that's brown
No,
sugar.
Q. First of all, it was Quincy because Zeke was his father.
Yeah, right. You and
Come on.
Monica.
Monica. Yes. Monica, stay on her.
I apologize if that was loud in y'all ear. I was
It's
just it was
okay.
right.
It's all right. Monica had no business talking about I'm gonna play you for your heart. You didn't show up when his mom and dad was going through and he needed you to stay. He said, you were supposed to stay. That's what you're supposed to do, which I thought was unrealistic. They went on with their lives. They come back together. He has a fiance. He's supposed to be someone love. He comes back. I mean, she's knocking on the window like they back in school days. I play you for your heart. Then we see at the end, and he won. Mind y'all, he won. So it was if he won, she was gonna show up to the wedding with a gift.
Okay.
Because it was over. He won and then say, what he say?
Double or nothing.
Double or nothing.
Well, she walked away, like
There was no reason for him to say double or nothing.
She walked away like it was a fair loss. So she was taking her L, and he was like, "Hey, double or nothing," meaning
Meaning what? I'd be like, what is that supposed to mean? I played.
They're basketball professionals. Double or nothing mean let's go again. I'm not just gonna let you just walk away.
You already did that. Q, you already did that. But like being younger and less mature in me, like didn't realize that it was like, oh, this is so good. Like they got back together. Another maturing is realizing that Dwayne had no business jumping up at Whitley's wedding, talking about baby, please, baby, please. Escort your tail right around. He shouldn't even been invited. Okay? Because y'all had y'all moment. Y'all broke up. You had Kinunu. You remember Whitley used to call all types of names except for what her name was. She got with Byron. Byron was stability. Byron was money. Byron was her future.
But hold on, because
and she was willing. Hold on, let me finish my point.
No, because you're missing stuff, and
it's subjective. I'm just giving my point at this time. To pack and relax.
It's subjective. This is the actual show.
But y'all around here want to marry for love. That's not what marriage is about.
Wait. Oh God.
When you get to my age, anybody worried about love? No, I'm playing. But I feel like a lot of the shows, and even Nikki Parker and Mr. Ogilvy. Come on. We don't want to talk about it.
What?
That man done want her for 5-6 seasons. Every time, Miss Parker, no. Now all of a sudden she just get married to somebody else, and here he come professing his love. What are we doing, America?
Wait, she got married. Nikki Parker got married.
Yes. Professor. Did she say what?
Nikki Parker married somebody else?
She was going to.
Oh, I don't remember that on the Parkers.
Yes.
I was a big Parkers person.
He was he want to confess his love.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't realize that.
You understand what I'm saying? So you see the reoccurring theme here?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying I didn't realize that. I'm not.
My favorite movie, Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar Pie.
They let it play out because he had no business over there kissing up on her. You don't go to your best friend's house the night before your wedding, and then she sit up there in the robe, and then all of a sudden you about to take the robe off. Come on, y'all. Come on, it ain't right.
She had no business kissing up Big Auntie.
Y'all sitting up here.
She had no business kissing up on her.
You're shocking. They had no business. No, my point is, I'm just at my age when I start seeing stuff, I start being like, I don't think we should be doing that, because then that stuff translates into reality and people start doing that. Like people start trying to or people have. This is, they've been doing this for years now. But like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel it's okay that an ex come back when you're with somebody else and profess their love, and then it's like, oh, I really do love this person?
This is what I think. I think I have to refer to some of your examples.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Because for one, what I was trying to say was you can't say Dwayne didn't have the right to show up to the wedding to break up her and Byron. Whitley didn't have the right to come back from Virginia that summer and break up him and Keanu. What I believe your point is that TV shows and movies are romanticizing something that seems unrealistic.
Correct. Seems.
My point is this. I would love to know if there are any people who let somebody go and they came back and that's how you knew. You know how they say if you love somebody, let them go, and if it comes back, it's meant to be?
I mean, well, we see that with none of Ashanti, but neither of them were in a relationship. I'm saying that's also different.
But also, I mean, on our level. I'm not talking about on a celebrity level.
Excuse me. Oh.
Right? Like, I want to know, have y'all had experiences with your man who, may work in corporate world, maybe he's a UPS driver, whatever. And he was like, yeah, this is not for me. He goes his way, you go your way. Maybe you're in a relationship, something, but he come back and it's like it's still there. My point is that the only way that it can work is it's not a one-sided thing. I think there are plenty of people that have tried to come back. And it's been, nah, dog, no. That's a wrap. It's a wrap for you, babe. Like, no. I'm not doing this. I'm in a relationship, whatever. But I think that,
I
and I know how
think
you
folks dabbled, but go ahead.
dabbled.
I'll let you finish your point. Go ahead.
But I think that in order for it has to be a two-way street. Okay, so referencing the Nelly and Ashanti thing. He said that when he went over there and gave her a hug, everybody's talking about he beelined over to her. But her hug was not a church hug, and she took the time to rub his back. And that let him know, like, oh, okay, wait a minute. Maybe it's not all closed. I think the same thing applies for people in general. So I think that if you have somebody that you love and your paths cross again, or you just feel like I just need to let them know, um, I think that if the two people feel the same way, then yes, whoever the person is that they're with is not gonna get them. But let me say something. I think you have to have truly been in love though to even have like that thought, like, hey, she the one that got away. Or dad, he the one that got away. And if he comes back, it flusters up those feelings. If you were never truly in love with somebody when they come back, it's a ick. It's very much like, oh God, no.
Mm-hmm.
Say the Lord rebuke you.
Rebuke.
It's like that. But like
With capital R.
it was a conversation on the last season of Bridgerton, and I know you don't watch Bridgerton, but what happened was Penelope was always in love with Colin Bridgerton, and Colin was like, nah, like she's not for me. She overheard him making very uh kind of, immature comments or whatever. Once then he goes and he has to take time to himself and he's all abroad. And so when he comes back, he's spending time with Penelope. Like they were always friends.
Right.
He spent time with Penelope and he's like, actually, I do kind of like her. But at this point, Lord Devlin or Declan, I don't know which one, Lord Devlin or Lord Declan had already been like, because you know how it was back in the day, they're trying to like case out, they need a wife. So he's already casing out, like, who gonna be like, I need a wife. So he's kind of taken to Penelope. Finally, he decides, like, you know what? Penelope's gonna be my wife. Penelope's life, because she is also Lady Whistledown, would have lined up with him because he traveled. So he's not home for like 8 months of the year. So she could continue her life because she would barely be seeing him. So it would make sense on paper. But at the same time, who she was as a person was she desired to be loved. And when she asked him, could you ever love me? He said, I don't know. So people saying that maturity is realizing that Penelope shouldn't have never married Colin because he never even saw her or her worth until another dude came along. You could say that she should have married Declan, whoever. You could say that she shouldn't be with Colin for that reason, but it didn't mean that she should have settled for Lord Devlin. And I think that people need to stop settling
Yeah, I can
and be
agree with that.
okay with your standards. If the person that you were with before, honest to goodness, it could sometimes, I believe there's bad timing of relationships, like it's just not the right time or whatever. But if it's not every case, I do think it's definitely more few and far between. And I do agree that movies and TV shows definitely romanticize this
They do.
way more than what is reality. Because reality of it is that a lot of times you got rid of the scrub. There's no reason to circle that back. That's the reality. That's why I said you can't really look at Ashanti and Nelly because Ashanti's not a scrub. Nelly's not a scrub. A lot of times these people, like the realistic thing is like you don't want to circle back on a dude that was making $12 an hour.
But what if that dude was the one that was loving you for you?
You would have
You're
to know
saying
that,
that,
and
right? But you're
you
saying
would
you
have to
wouldn't,
know that and be okay with that. I'm
right?
not talking about that dude. I'm talking about the dude that was making $12 an hour and really wasn't even giving you the time of day. I'm talking about the dudes that went and paid extra for audacity.
Mm-mm.
That's more realistic of what's happening, and that's why it feels as though movies and television shows romanticize stuff. Because realistically, y'all not even, and I'm talking about Dwayne is from 1992. Y'all ain't even Dwayne Wade.
So Wayne is a TV character.
Yeah, y'all not even a Dwayne Wade. So I'm saying realistically, can that happen? Yes. I don't believe in the whole, and I think we had this discussion before when the the girl from New York, I think she's a journalist, had the discussion with Iyanla Van Zandt, and he said, she asked him, could you be with a truck driver? And she said if he owned the truck company, and Iyanla
Yes.
was trying to
Yeah.
get her to see that that was her problem, and that
Mm-hmm.
was like a whole like big thing, and I was just
Right.
like, I also just I at that point I agreed with Iyanla. Like you need to find. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I couldn't find the clip of the girl that was talking about being equally yoked. And a lot of times you hear people say things, or you hear people reference the scripture of saying you need to be equally yoked, and people just assume that we need to both love God the same way and have the same religion. Now, your morals and your foundation do need to match, but you need to be looking at more when it comes to the person that you're looking to be with, because like the examples that she was given, I don't need to be someone that's bad with money and you're bad with money. We're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
broke. She said, I'm not looking for 100% of me. If I'm bad with communication, I'm not looking for someone that's bad with communication.
Right.
If I'm bad with my eating habits, I'm not looking for someone that's just as bad. We just both gonna get big and sick.
Mhm.
I want one of us to have enough sense to be like, we're gonna be healthy. I want the other
Boom.
one to maybe pull the other one to be like, let's go work out. So she was saying, like, look at all aspects of life when you're talking about being equally yoked.
Right.
And
Agreed.
I always say you need to be looking for a partner, not perfection.
Mm.
Patented. No, I
So
didn't.
did you get that from somebody? Or you made that up.
No, I made that up. You need to stop looking for
So
perfection.
elaborate.
Stop looking for perfection and look for a partner. Like I'm not saying to be, just, whatever. But like if the dude is like, there are some people that are fixated. They have a list, and then they're fixated on things like, this dude is 5'11", there's no way I can't do it. Because you wanted 6'2". Look for look for a partner and not perfection. Like,
Help me.
huh? What you
Lord, I
say?
said, Lord, help me.
But also, like, you know what I
That's
mean? Like
true. That's true.
when people start checking off the box, like this is ultimately who you want to spend the rest of your life with. Ooh, that's a long time.
Hmm.
So if I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with you, I want to know like how you tick, how I tick, and how that's going to work together. I may prefer um I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm someone who likes to dress nice. I prefer that my partner likes to dress nice. But if he doesn't, am I going to be like, now, I mean, if it's too far and then you're content in that, and if I buy you clothes and you're like, I'm not wearing that, because this is creating unnecessary arguments. I'm not trying to change you, but I'm just saying.
Good.
But at the same time, like, you know what I mean? So you have those things that you can talk about and you can do, but at the same time, like, figure out what makes the most sense. I think I think both male and females are just getting caught up. We are in this terrible cycle of being caught up on the wrong thing.
Okay.
Does this person align with you? And if we are in alignment, then we're equally yoked, and then we can move forward and we can build an empire.
Yeah, because I was gonna say men do it too.
Ah,
They have their
Men
list of
do
things
it
that they
more than
want.
women. I stand 10
Mm.
toes down on that statement. Men do it more than women. Women have the ability to overlook way more than a man will.
Oh
A man
yes,
has
absolutely.
extreme beauty standards that they have the audacity to say that they don't. Baffles me. But
What
they
if
have
it's a man in
extreme.
the comment that disagrees?
I would love to have a conversation with you
Okay.
because you're an anomaly. But men have extreme beauty standards that they want to put on women, and women do not put the same on a man.
Well,
It's like one example somebody said before was look at Cardi B and Offset.
mm,
I'm just saying, we tend, I think Cardi B is someone who she's naturally pretty, minus all of her work and all that. She's just naturally, pretty. If she wasn't a rapper, a well-known rapper, if Offset wasn't a well-known rapper, but he was spitting game to her and they was just, two kids in New York, she would overlook that she could get somebody better and give him a chance. Don't be like, oh well, they're both rappers, blah blah whatever. I'm saying even without any of that, we have the ability. We overlook way more. I'm sorry, but we do.
yeah, we also take way more than men. You know, our tolerance level for things is a little bit more than men.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like there are women who went on to forgive their husbands and take them back for cheating, for being without a job, for all of the things that you're like, you could find somebody better, but it's like people willing to work it out with that person, and of course, if you're in a marriage, they want to stay in a marriage. Whereas if it was the shoe was on the other foot, I was a lot more. It's a lot more men that I don't believe would stay in it. So, but I just thought it was interesting, like I said, when I was watching in prison, and it just started me thinking, like, come on now, it is not
It
okay.
it starts you thinking, what is this
It is not
reality?
okay to start to go back when someone's in a relationship. It's to me, it's different if you're both single. You had went on to have other relationships,
Right.
and now you're single, and so you're exploring, like, okay, should we get back together again? I mean, it's just as bad as men keep going back to sleep with their baby mother, and the baby mother keep helping them, letting them. They could really stone be in a relationship with somebody else, but when they get that alone time with the baby mother, they just act like they don't know what to do. I just think that that's wrong. I think that women should have more standards. So, like, honestly, if that's what you feel like, ultimately, like, yes, this is my person, he's coming
Mhm.
back. I
Mhm.
don't for I'll say this like this. For me as a person, I couldn't see myself going after an ex that's in after X period. But beyond that, I couldn't see myself going hello. I couldn't see stop laughing. Going to profess my love to an ex that's in a relationship.
Well, because you are who I was talking about.
I'm
What
saying
would
even
you?
if they were, like, even if that felt like, I really had love for them, I just don't think that that's fair. It's not like it's different if you want, just like I feel like I don't know, but I just don't. I think for me personally, I would rather you have cut ties or not be with someone so that you can give your attention to me, because I also feel bad, like even when I'm watching these episodes or these TV shows, we're
What
a
do you mean?
relationship. You're in a relationship. I'm coming to you and confessing your love, and then you come back to me and be like, "Well, I broke up with so and so because I confessed your love, or because you were on the verge of a breakup."
Because you
Cause,
confess your.
cause correct, and I don't
But at
think
the
that's
same
fair. If
time,
like
it's
think if
because you confess your love, and I never stopped loving you either.
yes, but if you're in a relationship, but like it makes me question you because you're in a relationship with someone that you have saying that you're given to, that you're supposed to be committed to, and here I come 2, 3 years later. I know I ain't seen you in 2 or 3 years, but it's always been love. It's all I always do is gonna be in you. Blah blah blah. I'm spitting game. You spitting game at me, and then next thing you know, I see you a week or two later, and you done went and unbroke up with the girl.
Is there
Come
a difference
on,
in just being in a relationship with somebody or being married to somebody?
both.
Oh,
Cause not you getting a divorce talking about I don't want to be with them anyway. Cause
but
I
I'm
do
saying
know
no,
regular
no, no, no.
people.
My question is there, if you're just dating someone and I come back to you and confess my love, isn't that different? Isn't that different than if you're married to someone and I try to come back and confess my love?
No, it's different in how you respond. In a relationship, it's easier to go back and be like, yeah, no, I don't, this ain't working. In a marriage, I feel like it's going to take a minute for you to either work that marriage out or have it dissolve because this person done been in your ear. So I feel like people get caught up in cheating and stuff like that because you entertaining the wrong thing. Like if you moved on and you're married, me coming back in your presence, hey, you can't tell me nothing. I'm married. God bless. Have a good day. Because what did you think you was getting here? Because ain't nothing but space and opportunity, and the opportunities for you to go. So that's all. I think it's also a little bit more layers to the situation. I'm just trying to like simplify it, but I just feel like that's what TV does, though. It tries to simplify it. Like you can go and sit on a wedding day. That's why at my wedding there will be no, if there's anyone in the building that has just cause. There is no just cause.
Don't let me get to talking.
Shut up.
I would like to say
The
something.
just cause is you shouldn't be here. Bye. Next. So yeah, it was just me taking some personal time and thought and effort and
That's a good thought.
I guess that's really because like I said, I definitely think differently at 40 in my 40s than I did in my 20s. Like a lot of stuff I didn't even really, I don't want to say comprehend, but like a lot of stuff you were just so used to watching. So it's not like it was like it's entertainment. It's like you're not digesting it. But I think like the older I get and the more stuff that I start to watch, sometimes I really literally digest. All right, like what am I watching here? What do I see?
Love and basketball?
No, I haven't watched Love and Basketball in a while.
I mean, people have. I
That's
don't
in
know.
general. I
People
mean,
have to come back though and say that love and basketball is a toxic relationship.
I
Like,
wouldn't call it
I don't know if I
toxic.
feel like it's that deep. I just feel like it's a movie.
I don't think, yeah, I wouldn't call it toxic. I just think some of the things, like I said, you are.
No, people have. I don't
Yeah,
call it.
I don't call
Honestly,
it toxic. I just feel like now Quincy, please. But I mean, you can also see Tyra Banks. I can't remember her character name was. She was a little, like, what are you doing? Yes, what was it?
aloof.
Yeah, so aloofa.
She played those characters well. A lot of her characters were um
Clueless.
hi, I'm Barbie.
Yes, yes, yes. So like that. So when you're watching it, you can understand why she really didn't align. And I guess maybe to your point, you could be in a relationship that really doesn't align. This person that really aligns with you makes you realize and
And
see.
that's what I think a lot of people do.
Okay.
I think a lot
I
of
see
people
what you did there.
I think a lot of people miss it and just go settle.
That's true. That's true.
But I do also feel like also that yes, television shows and movies romanticize stuff that's just not realistic. In what world?
Right.
Like when you're watching stuff, and I think because that's in my mind, I be thinking that I just be thinking I'm just watching something that's truly a different world.
And that's why I'm not a fan of rom-coms.
Yes, yes. See, yes, because when you're watching it, like a lot of people are like that though. They watch it like this is stupid. This is not real. It's
It's
like people
not.
that watch like it's why I can't watch any more Too Fast, Too Furious movies. I mean, how many more cars are you going to have going over from one bridge to the next? I can't do it no
I
more.
mean, there's no excitement. I might sit there and watch it, but I'm not like, oh, that's decent. After the second one, I was like, all right, come on now.
Especially after you had a man. Never mind. Rest in peace.
Yeah, so
It's not realistic. If you get in the car and start doing all this, you might lose your life.
yeah, that's true. That's what they
That's
say.
what I'm saying. Like that's where you're like this. That's the realistic part. You get in there, think your car can make it across the bridge if you want to. So it's the same thing with what you're saying. You can think that you finna go running back if you want to, but that's not always the case.
It's like random thought I had. I used to watch Nip Tuck. I don't know if you know what that is. I don't even know what I used to watch.
I'm not
Nip Tuck got out
entertaining
of
any
control.
part of this conversation. You can
Nip
go
Tuck
ahead
got out of
and
it.
tell us why in the world you thought that was worth
I
watching.
can't even remember what used to happen on Nip Tuck, but
That was the dumbest
I
show.
remember it just getting out of control at some point in time. Like the first couple of seasons was like okay, and then all of a sudden I was like, "What is this turning into?" I think I watched it because it was more along the lines of like surgeries and things like that. So I'm always interested in I was always I'm still am not I don't know if it's much, but surgeries used to really like excite me, and whether
Nip
it was
Tuck
real or fake.
surgeries to taking a later time slot on USA because they was doing too
Well, they
much.
went to sci-fi, and that's where they lost me.
Because it was too
They
much.
went to Fox. No, they went to FX. I'm sorry, FX.
I didn't watch it.
And when they
As
crossed
soon
over
as
to
I tried to
XX,
watch it, when I
FX
tried to
stopped.
watch it with you, I was unaware as to why you were watching this show, and I expressed that. Why are you watching this? This is
Yeah, so I think that like for me, I am like more like of a literal thinker. Like, is this really something that happens? And like I know stuff is fake. I know these are TV shows and movies are fake, but I think I do tend to think a little bit more. And I think that's also why I don't like movies that make me think more than I have to. I immediately get disinterested.
okay.
It needs to be simple enough for me to understand and think in my own thought process, but if it starts messing up like the Matrix, what is y'all hooking up to these people's heads? I can't do it. I can't follow it. I can't do it.
But
So
you was fine with Fifth Element.
Fifth Element was the show. I don't even know how I even watched that joint, but that joint was Element was my I watched that for I used to watch that a lot.
I know, but you're coming at Matrix, and your Fifth Element was all over the
Because
place.
although Fifth Element was all over the place, it was not like they was plugging up machines in people's heads.
Who was the woman that
The
had
blue,
tape? She was so skinny. They all they did was just tape her.
she was the Fifth Element.
That's what I'm saying. What?
She was
You're
the
saying you think literal. This was literal to you. This was foolishness.
wind, fire, rain. She
Chris,
was the fifth element that had to be sacrificed to stop the meteor.
where did she come from? Because, like, remember he opens up the door, Corbin? Colby?
Yes. So she was. I can't. It's going to take me too long to explain. See me
I'm
offline.
saying, but what I'm saying is, like, that's what amazes me. You're able to do this without development. But I can't do nothing. I gotta be okay. It's more, I'm literal. And then it be the movies you come out with. I'll be like, what? But you love Mannequin, and that's not literal to you to tell that Mannequin was
I know it was fake, but Mannequin is my movie. Don't do Mannequin like that. You know what? I liked Mannequin for Designer Woman dude.
Oh yeah.
I liked his character, and I liked Fifth Element
Mannequin for the music. Typical.
and the music, and I liked Fifth Element because of Chris Rock. Not Chris Rock. Lord forgive me, Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker's part.
Lord forgive me as well.
I don't want to involve him in anything. So I think he's had enough involvement in people. So, but yes, I definitely. It's a little insight. It's a little quick fact about myself. Do you have anything else?
I do not. I do just want to remind our audience and our listeners, if you have any insight on how do you feel, do you think that television shows and movies are romanticizing the wrong things? Do you think it's just a movie, just a TV show? In real life, do you think that sometimes you do come back to the one that you love? Or do you think more people just spend their time settling? Also, don't forget our segment. If you got questions, we got answers. Ask us anything. We love to interact. And again, that just helps us keep our engagement going. YouTube pushes us out. We get our views and our followers up. So that's what we need from you.
With that being said, thank you once again for tuning in to yet another episode of Relax, Relate, Debrief. Don't forget to subscribe. Hey, I hope you all have a nice week. Talk to you next time.